Look, in the history of BH365 Education Center.
And that too.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Yes, yes. Yeah, if it were not for your innovative thinking, I think I know. I know we would not have today for sure. You having this brainchild, and then also just keeping us as innovative as possible. Whenever we have our conversations, you help me to think of things in a different perspective. And that has been so refreshing and so welcoming. And so thank you for that. So those are your flowers.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Miss Mia Street.
Mm-hmm.
Not for nothing. I've changed your title a few times. And I thought to myself, well, was it because I don't know her? And I know that's not it, right?
Okay. What do
But
we
it's
have?
because you do so much good. You do a lot of good in education and for social justice, certainly activism, economics. I mean, I know you don't see it that way, but this is how we create a more economic future for children and making sure that they have what they need to be successful. So I appreciate you. We've got the school lunch thing now.
Now look, you spoken into existence.
So we are definitely taking care of business now. You are moving the ball forward, and I appreciate you so much. Mia Street, education executive and activist. How are you today?
I am well. All is well within my soul.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I happen to know a yogi if you wanted to talk to one.
Tell them to come to our Fit to Lead educator retreat and volunteer some yoga time
Yeah.
with our,
Oh,
our
that's not a
educator.
bad idea. I,
No,
I would
seriously.
I would talk to Lashina about that. Actually, I didn't even think about that at the time.
Yeah. And have a good time. Our educators are in desperate need
Yeah.
of restoring and
Yeah.
resetting. Yeah.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that. Your innovator of choice today was actually somebody I didn't think anyone would want to talk about because we hear so much
Oh,
about
yeah.
George Washington Carver. But I think we hear around George Washington Carver a lot. I don't actually think we've had a deep conversation about him. So I appreciate your choice today, and I cannot wait for people to hear what they're seeing on the screen right now. So take it away, Miss Mia.
Okay. So I grew up hearing about George Washington Carver all of my life because my grandfather worked alongside him at Tuskegee, and he was like a student aide in his lab. Um, and my grandfather was a huge advocate for education being the way to liberation. Uh, and he always spoke about education in that way. And a lot of that philosophy came from his time with George Washington Carver. And so what you see there is his notebook that he had when he was in the lab with George Washington Carver. And my cousin has it. Yeah. So that's an artifact. Nobody else had one. How about that? Nobody else had an artifact today.
There you go, elevated. I appreciate it.
Yes.
I appreciate
So so it was really cool to hear about sure, he was a master when it came to chemistry and finding out what peanuts do and what sweet potatoes do and all of that. But really at the heart of what I learned from him was that he was a master teacher. And so much so that he fed into all of his students to be curious, to want to take that knowledge and spread the information that they learned in a way where their students got it. So a quote that my grandfather always quoted was, you haven't taught until a student has learned. And that was from Dr. Carver. Yeah.
just like communication is measured at the listener's ear, it was not done well unless that student actually has a cup that's running over. And I
Yeah.
like that. I like that a lot. Do all teachers subscribe to that? Can we get that going?
That's why we have the Fit to Lead education retreat on December 6th. So you guys can get some restorative
Yeah. Yeah.
pedagoggical approaches.
Yeah.
That yes. But yeah, it can be a very selfish industry, right? Because you are the teacher, you're the guru, you're standing in front of the class, they're sitting down, you're talking, they have to listen. But you're not a teacher until they have learned.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Um, and so a few things, Carver developed and practiced crop rotation. And when we talk about the science that enslaved people brought to this country, and the understanding of how to nurture soil, to grow crops, that's unmatched. And then even understanding the irrigation systems that we already understood when we got here, when our ancestors were here, and brought over. That's something that is a lesson that's brought through his story. And I think that's also key to keep that no matter where we have been placed globally, our genius still has endured.
It resonates. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're going to
Um,
give it back to the world. I think we're good at that. We're good at planting the seeds. We're good at, I think we're good at planting seeds. We're also good at celebrating that seed is planted and
mhm.
being able to lean into being faithful with just that. What John 4:35, say not you that there are 4 months until the harvest comes.
Amen.
Celebrate right now. The harvest is white right now. And I think we're
Mhm.
really good at planting those seeds. I think resources, capital, that type of thing kind of gets in the way sometimes of the fruition part. Uh,
Mhm.
but no matter where we're planted, we bloom. No matter.
No
We
matter.
job there.
And if we want to take it to more modern day with Tupac's poem, uh, "A Rose Grew Out of Concrete." That's a poem I used to have my students study. I worked with students with disabilities who come into the world thinking they have this deficiency, and then we have to say, no, you got a little, you got touched a little extra. So how do we make your extra work? So we in this time that we do have, in honoring all of these innovative and creative people, I think it is especially important to remember that we all have that genius in us.
Mhm.
And what a lot of my hope is with this foundation is that we raise funding so that schools, yeah, we're going to close economic and resource gaps, but schools can then do a little bit more feeding into that genius.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. This book is powerful. Um, it definitely opens doors and can be what you can't see. And once you see it laid out,
Yeah.
Dr. Drew, the real McCoy, Elijah McCoy, certainly Madam C.J. Walker, Odessa Strickland, in
Odessa.
oil magnet. I know, right?
Odessa.
You don't hear that often. You know, I don't think enough people are named Odessa.
I don't think so either. Let's run it back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll work on that. We'll figure that out. BH365give.org, BH365give.org. I think we've done a good job today of making the case that the work we're doing is valuable. More people need this book. Every donation helps to get this book and others in the hands of, I mean, there's Afro Latina information. There's
Yeah,
any,
we have the Latin book,
yeah, then there's the outright Latin book, absolutely.
and we're coming out with the Caribbean book.
Afro-Caribbeans, that's right. So I think there's a lot of material that needs to be disseminated into the world. These donations absolutely helped lay that foundation and get those stories told, get our stories told. I want to thank Black History 365 Education Foundation that existed well before me and has been doing very good work before me. Mia, before me, was already doing good work to save the minds of so many children. So I appreciate the work that you've done and certainly this organization. It is my ardent wish that we get where we're trying to go. So I appreciate my place in that story being told. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed moment makers. These are the individuals. Yeah, I mean, I got you. I got you. What
Mhm.
you got?
Oh, I just want to talk about tonight, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, please go ahead, because we'll be there.
Oh, yes. So we are celebrating our supporters. So those people who donated today, if you're in Dallas, come to the DHV Gallery and we are going to attend the Art of Giving, a celebration of our champions. We have light bites, we got a drink sponsor, and we are family friendly. So bring the kiddos, bring your grandma, bring everybody out so you can see some artwork from the actual continent from Indabano art exhibit.
Okay. No, that's great. The programming always continues. I love it. So even today, there was like 2 or 3 opportunities for giving. Please come out tonight if you're close by. There's any number of marketing on Instagram and LinkedIn pertaining to that. So definitely check it out. You've just witnessed Moment Makers. These where we celebrate and highlight the contributions of people that have made lasting marks in our lives through moments that they sacrificed and built something beautiful, innovated something beautiful. Hope we told their stories well, and I hope we talked about how to marry their efforts with us continuing to move them forward. I talked about earlier, people die twice. Once when
Mhm.
breath leaves their body, and then the other when we stop talking about them. Don't let these people die twice, for sure. Let's continue the legacy. We appreciate your time. Much love. You ain't got to go home, but got to get off this line. So we'll see y'all out in the real world.